Hello, and welcome to Simply Savvy Life, where we explore topics with critical objective thinking, open minds, and loving hearts. Today, I'm actually doing something a little bit different. I'm attempting to do a product review on this dash cam from TEMU. A lot of people are buying this. It was a really good deal. It's like 20 some dollars for this front and rear facing dash cam. Now, the instructions that come with it don't give you a lot of information, and the video tutorials that I've looked up on YouTube don't really seem to address the things that people are having problems with. And maybe I'm just getting to be so old and fogey that, I'm not like a crazy tech person, but I do remember when we had devices that had a little bit more basic of, a platform and the ways you had to use them. So, first of all, I just want to say, it's probably not going to be the same as a dash cam out there that you're paying hundreds of dollars for. Okay. If you're buying a 20 something dollar dash cam, you probably know what you're getting. But what I'm trying to focus on is the value. First of all, if it works and does its job and you can afford it, then it's worth it. And the reviews seem to say, especially from people that have had a lot of dash cams and have compared this to more expensive dash cams, say that it's pretty darn good for the value. I haven't mounted mine yet because I wanted to do this tutorial, because after watching the other tutorials, most of the comments are like, can't get it to do this, can't figure this out, can't figure that out. And it is getting dark out here. I'm in the van. It does have to be plugged into a cigarette lighter, so that's why I can't do this in the house. It has forward facing camera, and then it also has this rear facing camera that you can also detach and position differently if you need to for whatever angle you're trying to get. It's connected by a wire, but you can get some mobility and different positioning on the rear facing camera. And it does have night vision. Now, because it's getting a little dark out here right now, I'm not going to spend too much time on the display. It is in color, but when it gets dark and it goes to night vision, it might look a little more black and white. There's really no problems with that. There's multiple options with the mode button that you can go through in terms of the display, but you can toggle through different displays. So it might show you the total front display with the back one being in the corner, or it'll do a split, or it'll do the opposite where the back one is full display with the front one in the corner. You can do that. Okay. A lot of people were saying that they couldn't figure out how to format it, and that the SD memory card in here was already full. So all you do, so look, what I really need to get to the point here. There's 4 buttons on the bottom. The one with M is mode, and then you have your back and forth toggles, and then you have the power button. But all of these buttons have different functions depending on if you use a short click or a long click. And there are indicators on the menu that help you to see what they are doing or to guide you. So for example, right now it's like in paused recording mode and just showing me the display of the camera. But if I hold down the mode button, long press, I'm in the menu, but for some reason the colors, I'm going to have to tilt this because my camera's not showing you the colors, okay? My gosh, these screens are so hard to pick up on cameras. I got to tilt it funny and you can't even read it all the way, but I'm just trying to make the point, okay? I held down the mode button for a couple seconds and then it went to this menu. All right, now you use the back and forth arrow buttons to toggle through the options, and it tells you what to do on the screen if you just read it. I mean, it doesn't give you like Google Map instructions, but it shows you how to use the buttons. So for example, once you get to the option and then that you want to work with, you hit the power button once to select it, and then it jumps over here to the options, and then you can toggle through those. And it's probably too small to see, but there is actually a menu down here. Where's my finger? There's a little menu down here that shows each button. It shows the mode button and the toggle switches and the power button, which actually says OK in this menu. The OK button is the power button. Okay, it shows you the 4 buttons underneath and how to use them. So there's like this whole menu here after I held down the mode button the first time, and you can scroll through that whole menu and you can do all sorts of different settings. Okay, and then if I press the mode button again, it takes me to a whole nother different menu. This is, look, setting the date and time. People were saying they couldn't figure out how to set the date and time, and I'm sorry that you can't really see it. It's because I'm trying to record a screen with another screen, like in the dark and stuff. But you can totally set the date and time. What you need to do for formatting, it will tell you that the SD card is full. You just go to the format portion on this menu, hit the OK button, jump over here, and select delete all. and that will make it so that your memory card can record. Okay. I mean, there's so many settings on here. I was actually really surprised at how many, you know, date and time, the screensaver, how many minutes you want before the screensaver kicks on, whether you want the buttons to click and make a sound or not, language, hertz frequency, formatting. There's the formatting, and it really sucks. I didn't realize this would be so hard to see or show on a camera, but you get to the format line, you hit OK, which is the power button, one quick push, and then it jumps over here, and you can either hit cancel or OK. So resolution, what you want your camera resolution to be. Let's see. Loop recording, you can choose how long you want your loop to be. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. You can choose your exposure settings. You can choose to have motion detection on or off. You can choose whether you want audio recording on or off. Date and timestamp, G-sensor, and park mode, which if you have it plugged in, so this has to have power going to it in order to work. So you have to have it plugged in. But a lot of cigarette lighters have power that stays on even when your car is off, and it doesn't draw enough to drain your battery. And park mode, and you can even set 2G, 4G, 8G settings for park mode, where it'll, you know, when you're parked and you're out of the car, if it has a little power going to it, it will kick on motion detect, you know, like if somebody hits you when you're parked and stuff. I mean, you can do a lot with this. Just use a little common sense. Realize that these 4 buttons, which you can't even see anymore, and I don't know why I can't even turn on the light on my phone. It's getting dark out. These 4 buttons, okay? Hold down the mode button for a long press until you get to the menu, and then it will show you on the bottom of the screen how to use the 4 buttons. All right, the power button is okay. All right, and you can hit mode again to access a whole other menu. Okay, like, and you can actually, there's another thing that I figured out on here where you can hit the power button while it's recording, and it will take 3 or 4 fast succession photos, like snapshots. You know what I mean? And I've gone back to play mode and viewed them all, and gone back and deleted them all, and just played around with this. It's been a couple weeks since I played around with it, and I'm sorry it took me so long to do the video. And I know it's hard to see, but I hope that I'm giving you enough information and showing you how to play around with it so that you can access the settings, you know, get your memory card working. I haven't used it yet because I really wanted to do this video first. Okay, and just as an addendum that I'm popping into the middle of the video probably, is that there are also menu indicators over here about like how your buttons are being used. Like what I said about the snapshot stuff, or toggling through the different views. Hopefully it's enough to show you, and I just hadn't mentioned, see, these things, you can't read them, but just play around with it, okay? And it's all there. It's just a more rudimentary platform and operating system, you know, but it totally works. 1080p front and back, night vision, dash cam for $20-something. So, and it definitely does seem worth the value. And there's actually quite a bit of settings. Adhesive, I don't know what to tell you. It does peel off. It's just hard sometimes to peel off the 2-sided tape. And if the one that came with it is not adequate, go buy some 3M 2-sided tape at the store. It's not that difficult. You know, just some common sense. If you can't afford something fancy, it's better to have documentation than nothing at all. And this actually does have a lot of options, and it's a pretty cool camera. And it even says goodbye. So, so there you have it. You know, make it work for you. Okay? So, thank you again for joining me here on Simply Savvy Life, where we explore topics with critical objective thinking, open minds, and open loving hearts. Take care, all.